She has the audacity to crap all over the country that brought her in. And then she's engaged in fraud to enrich herself, going from being broke to claiming to be worth more than $30 million. So she not only needs to be in jail, she needs to be denaturalized and deported.
Florida Congressman Randy Fine is speaking out in no uncertain terms about Ilhan Omar, and his message is clear. She needs to go. From alleged $30 million financial fraud to serious questions about immigration misconduct, Omar is under scrutiny like never before. Today, we break down why so many Americans are demanding accountability and what it means for the future of Congress. If you want the real story on corruption in Washington, hit that like button and subscribe now, because you won't get this anywhere else.
And my next guest, he's a fierce critic of Omar and has repeatedly called for her to be denaturalized and deported. This as she and her husband come under fire, under investigation for allegedly fake winery business. Her net worth has now increased to $30 million. Joining me now is Florida Congressman, a member of the House Education and Workforce Committee, Randy Fine. $30 million. She possibly married her brother. She may have been overseeing the largest fraud that this country's ever seen, billions of dollars. How is she still a member of Congress? How is this woman still here in the United States?
It's a great question, and thanks for having me. Look, Ilhan Omar represents everything that is wrong with our immigration problem. She came here under false pretenses. She engaged in immigration fraud. She has the audacity to crap all over the country that brought her in, and then she's engaged in fraud to enrich herself, going from being broke to claiming to be worth more than $30 million. So she not only needs to be in jail, she needs to be denaturalized and deported. Now, why isn't she? Because to expel a member of Congress requires 2/3 votes, and Democrats won't even expel someone who's been arrested for stealing $5 million from Florida. They simply care about nothing except power, which is why the other path we can take is prosecution. And I know that she's being investigated for the financial fraud, which seems pretty obvious.
Rep. Randy Fine didn't hold back. He calls Ilhan Omar a symbol of everything wrong with our immigration and political system. According to Fine, Omar came to this country under false pretenses and has repeatedly engaged in behavior that, if true, would not just disqualify her from Congress, it could land her in jail. One of the central points Fine raises is Omar's financial dealings. Her net worth reportedly skyrocketed to over $30 million, including claims related to a winery business, a business critics say has no products and no online presence. Fine frames this as more than a questionable investment. He calls it outright fraud designed to enrich herself while ignoring the rules that every other member of Congress must follow. Fine also highlights what he sees as hypocrisy in Omar's public persona. While she decries alleged attacks against her, Fine points to her history of supporting policies and actions that contradict her claims of victimhood. He argues this is emblematic of a broader pattern in the Democratic Party, which he says prioritizes power over accountability. And when it comes to Congress holding members accountable, Fine is blunt. Expelling a sitting member requires a 2/3 vote, something Democrats, he claims, will never allow, even in cases of clear misconduct. That leaves legal investigation and public pressure as the only viable path to justice. Omar is reportedly under investigation for financial fraud and ethics violations, but Fine stresses that elections are the ultimate tool for Americans to demand accountability.
Because, Congressman, that's the frustration by many Americans. They're like, okay, we keep hearing about this person and that person, Governor Newsom and Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar. When are we going to see these people finally face accountability? I mean, you have Governor Gavin Newsom. He has the goal to run for president.
Well, the best way we can hold these people accountable is through our elections. It's why we cannot elect Democrats, because Democrats excuse it. Again, we have a woman in Florida who, it's clear as day, took $5 million from Florida taxpayers, put it into her campaign and won. And Democrats have said they will not vote to expel her from Congress. The only party out there that is fighting for Americans is the Republican Party. President Trump had a famous ad last year. It said, "We're for you, they're for they, them." Well, it's worse.
Fine extends this principle beyond Omar, highlighting other high-profile figures whose actions go unchecked. He frames it as a fight for the rule of law, for fairness, and for a government that serves Americans, not insiders or those breaking the law. Finally, Fine shares his work investigating militia-related activity in Minnesota, emphasizing that those breaking the law, regardless of ideology, must be held responsible. The message is consistent: no one is above the law, and protecting Americans comes first. In short, Randy Fine says it clearly. Ilhan Omar should be held accountable for her alleged fraud, and voters, investigations, and the legal system are the tools to make that happen. If you want to see more accountability in Washington, the fight doesn't end here. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the Capitol Current, and drop a comment below. Do you think Ilhan Omar should be investigated further, denaturalized, or face prosecution? We want to hear your thoughts. And stay tuned, because we'll continue tracking this story as it unfolds only here, where we bring you the truth with clarity, principle, and a firm commitment to America.